Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we get the opportunity to get a first look at the Got-Friends EA-7 Edgley Optica. That is such a mouthful, but this aircraft is absolutely just one of the neatest things that I have seen, and today I'm going to show you guys why. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. Okay, so real quick, I do want to take a moment and thank the team over at Got-Friends for giving me the opportunity to review this final beta version of the aircraft. This is basically everything you can expect to see upon tomorrow's release. However, if we run into any bugs or issues, obviously we will be sending that off to the team to get worked on, and we know based on their previous work, they would definitely get that addressed. Also, tomorrow, FlightSim.to's website, $20 you will be able to purchase this aircraft for the first week after its release. So make sure you jump all over that if you're like myself and just want to support Got-Friends, or if you find this aircraft very appealing and yet oddly odd. Make sure you guys jump all over that. We are going to be doing a full flight. We're going to take it around the island here. We are over at Quintero down in South America, so we're going to just take a cruise around the coastline here to sort of get a feel for the aircraft, let you guys see it both internally and externally, listen to some sounds, and just get a feel for the general operation of the aircraft itself. Now, getting into the textures, you can see it for yourself. Obviously, once again, this team is no stranger to high-definition textures, and very much so paying attention to detail on all of their aircraft. Every aircraft they have put out has been just spot on the money, and then here they are coming back around and getting ready to remaster all of them. And this aircraft obviously shows the intent of what their end goal is. I'm really a big fan of the digital livery that you guys can see here, the digital camouflage livery here. I've been doing a lot of DCS over the last couple of days, so I'm sort of on a military kick. This is just one of many liveries that do come with the purchase of the aircraft. And again, I mean, guys, from all the rivet lines to the control surfaces to the joining points, you guys can see how every single piece of this aircraft is assembled simply by the textures that and the work that was put into the development of the exterior model of this aircraft. So no complaints there whatsoever. Absolutely keeping up to the par and expectation of Microsoft Flight Simulator that we would expect to see. Let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit so you guys can see it from the business end. From the pilot seat here, again, meeting up with everything that we have seen previously from this team. This is probably one of the best modeled interiors that I have seen in quite a while, and that's saying something because there's a ton of great aircraft in this simulator that offer this kind of detail. But this one is just absolutely spot on. Everything from wear and tear to, at the same time, looking like it's been maintained and cleaned well. They really did a great job of balancing that age and care aspect of these aircraft. Having all of our rotation speeds and best rate and angles, and flap operations, etc. Everything is right here. Stall speeds, everything you need is right here down on the pedestal, which is very, very convenient. We have our fuel controls back here, flight control surfaces or flap control switches, your trim handles, throttle and mixture, as well as aileron trim, your parking brake. All of your electronics and avionics are right here at the ready, and ignition switch is up top. Now, I really hope that you guys remember the ignition switch is up top because it took me a second to figure out where the heck it was. Now, the one thing that I will say in the beta version that I hope gets addressed, in the version that I currently have, I don't have a checklist. I don't have anything in the sim. The checklist here is not populated, and I could not find any kind of documentation in the folder structure. So my one step right out of the way to Got Friends, as I hope that that is something that is included in the payware release. But I managed to get by pretty simply. So I will say that it's a very simple aircraft to fly. And again, because this is here, much of the information we need is right in front of us. So without further delay, guys, I think I'm going to let you guys just enjoy the textures as we fly around here. And we have Spot and Max here with us, so we'll make sure to have a nice, smooth flight so nothing happens to them. How Spot can sleep through this, I don't know, but she drives me crazy. All right, let's get these doors closed. There's one. There's two. And the side windows are operational. You can open them up on both sides. Same thing. You just come over here, click on the handle. Close it back up. All is good there. I don't know if there's a way to get rid of our little pet friends or not. I'm not too concerned about it and don't want to yet. I kind of like the idea that they're there. I'm not going to lie. So let me get the head tracking started, and we will get this aircraft rolling. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and get this aircraft rolling. So we got to make sure our parking brake is set. Throttle's at idle. Mixture is at idle or cutoff. Fuel tanks, we're going to go ahead and set them over to both. Oh, there we go. Got ignition up there. Let's step forward. Batteries on. Main generator on. Navigation lights. And let's see here. What's that? That's panel lighting. It's only my second time flying it, so give me some credit here. Strobe light, I believe we do turn that on because it doesn't have a beacon light. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on now. Let everyone around us know the aircraft's getting ready to start. Let's turn our transponder on. Autopilot system will remain off. We probably won't use the autopilot today. Autopilot's an autopilot. Once you use one, you use them all, right? Rotation speed, yep, 55 knots. Best angle, we have 58 knots. Best speed, 65 knots. Best flap speed, 75 knots. All right, cool. I think we got this. All right, let's get going here. Now, it is a fixed wing or fixed gear, so we don't have to worry about the landing gear. Let's go ahead and prime the fuel pump or mixture to rich. Crack the throttle. Can't see. Do I have a fuel flow gauge? That's flaps. Wow, there's a lot of flaps on this one. So that's temperature, oil. All right, well, we'll call that good. Let's turn the pump off. All right, and RPMs, 27 RPM maximum engine speed, 2,700. That's kind of impressive for a tiny little plane like this. At least I think it is. All right, well, I mean, that's it. She started. Let's turn the taxi light on. Emergency locator switch is on. And let me make sure I have rudder control, flight stick control, everything looking good. Let's pop that parking brake, hard left rudder. There she goes. Now I will say it taxis very well. Steering is extremely responsive on it. The other thing you have to be ready for is, man, does it get rolling. So you do not need, once you get rolling, you don't need very much throttle at all. It definitely has no problem getting up and moving. Go ahead and turn those panel lights on so you guys can see everything. There you go. Looks like a nice little floodlight. I don't know if that's, almost looks like a, yeah, it looks like a floodlight, but maybe that's backlighting. Couldn't tell really. All right, and let's see here. Yep. Altitude. Approaching the runway here. And again, we are in, I believe it's Sierra Charlie Echo Romeo is the ICAO here. This is Quintero Airport out in South America. Real pretty little area. I love finding these little spots, these little gems. It's a gorgeous little area. You guys will see it for yourself here in just a second. All right. Now again, I don't have any documentation for the aircraft, but we're going to assume I'm going to go flaps 10 on takeoff and hope that's right. Let's power up. We're going to go max. Airspeed alive. There's 40 knots. There's 50 knots. There's 55 rotating. Woo! Picks right up, doesn't she? 60 knots. A little crosswind. 70 knots, flaps up. Start pulling the RPMs back to about 2,400 here. Picks right up, man. It was funny because that crosswind really grabbed the aircraft. Really grabbed the aircraft. Trim is responding very nicely. Not too aggressive, not too shallow on the control. Oops, I didn't turn the landing light on. Fail. Come on. There we go. And I'm going to let all of my hands, fingers, toes, etc. off the controls and just let you guys sort of see what she does on her own. So hands are off. And live weather is turned on. Now I'm going to use just the rudders and see what kind of input we get. Hands are still off the flight controls. Just on the rudder pedal now. And she's flying beautifully. Spot hasn't moved, so must be flying smooth enough where she hasn't woken up. Alright, back on the flight stick here. Suppose we can turn the landing lights on now, as I ignored that I noticed that. And I forgot the pitot heat. Goodness. Gosh, what a bad guy here. Let's get you guys some external shots of the aircraft. The sounds are wonderful. Like I said, very goofy looking plane. It really is, as far as the overall design of it. Not against the developer, just a very odd plane. I never even knew anything like this existed until I saw their news post the other day. Looks like somebody was like, you know, kicking back, looking at a bumblebee and said, I want to make this a plane. But at the same token, I really appreciate the great field of view that it has. The open canopy is just, or the bubble canopy, I should say, is very, very nice for sightseeing. That's why I wanted to find an area like this, you know, of the world where we would want to take it out and really get an idea of what we could see in it and the scenery that you can enjoy with this aircraft. It flies nice. We've had a couple little bumps in the road here already. Turbulence, etc. Etc. You guys seen the movie Split, etc. Really great movie. Let's pull some power back here. I'm descending, approaching some unsafe limits, it looks like. So it's like ideal cruise speed is about 90 knots in this aircraft. So let me keep trimming that nose down a bit. It keeps wanting to pick back up now that we've accelerated. It is a wonderful plane. Absolutely wonderful. The sounds are great. The textures are great. The visual gain outside the cockpit. Beautiful. A beautiful plane to just get up and go do some sightseeing. And it's keeping me busy. That's the other thing that you got to think about. It's very comfortable to fly, very nice to fly, but constantly making changes on the control surfaces here. Retrimming and trimming again. Although that's probably because I haven't been able to maintain my speed for you know what. But it flies wonderful. Definitely a sightseer. Definitely a sightseer. Other than that, I would say it's got about the same performance as, you know, like a Cessna 172, maybe 182, depending on the on weather conditions. But with a much more unique twist, much more visibility from the cockpit. Definitely be cool to see one of these flying overhead. It would definitely catch your attention. I was like, where is it? There you go. Well, let's bring it into land, so you guys can see what that's like here. Start bringing some flaps in. There's our runway right out in front of us. Definitely got a little bit of a crosswind, man. It's really kicking us over a little. Flaps 20 rolling in. Looking to maintain that 65 knots. Flaps 30 rolling in because I'm increasing that descent rate quite a bit. Pretty high. You guys know me and my space shuttle landings. Let's pull some power way off here. There she goes. Bleed that power off. And let's come into full flaps now. What's this guy doing? Is that an airplane? No, it's a truck. Okay, I'm like, what's happening? Look at this crosswind, man. There's stall warning. Oh! Okay. A little bit of a scary landing there. That was kind of really awkward. Man, I don't know what happened there. It's got to have something to do with the shape of the tail there. But she really pulled hard to the right as soon as the main wheels touched down there. So that was very interesting. I'm kind of curious what caused that. I wouldn't think that's just the crosswind. I guess it could have been. I mean, let's see. What were our wind speeds? Let me... we're only doing 257 at 5 knots right now, so I wouldn't think that 5 knots would necessarily cause that. Let's get those flaps up. All right, guys, so some idiot who shall not be named recorded the last part of that video with his microphone muted. So I figured, you know what, this would be a great time to also show you guys what it looks like in the night lighting. And once again, absolutely meeting the standards and expectations of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It looks beautiful. Yeah, this is really well done. I love the lighting effects. Those strobe lights are powerful, though. Holy mercy. Anyway, guys, so real quick recap here. Obviously, this aircraft is just beautifully done. All of the detail and effort that was put into both interior and exterior. The flight model is just a wonderful enjoyment to fly, yet challenging. Had some goofy behavior on landing that caught me off guard. And those are the things that makes flight simulation great, is when it's something more than an arcade rails, right? Those surprise moments, you know, I have no idea yet to this moment what the heck kicked that left wheel up on landing, but I'm glad that it happened, because it's one more thing that I have to pay attention to and learn about. And if I were to take a shot in the dark, it has something to do with that goofy shaped tail back there, but that's just guessing at the moment. This aircraft, again, guys, for the first week, $20, flightsim.to. It releases tomorrow. This is the final beta version of the aircraft. Tomorrow, you guys will get the full release version. Be sure to check this one out, guys. To the team at Got Friends, once again, thank you so much for the opportunity to show this particular version of the aircraft off. I am very, very humbled and very, very impressed with your work once again. You guys keep doing what you do. I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with next. The work and passion that you guys seem to have for this simulator absolutely shows in everything that you guys do. So thank you very much. I think I speak for most of the community when I say that. And to my viewers, thank you guys all. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this aircraft, and if you'll be picking this one up. Maybe we can set up a group flight together where we try this aircraft out as a team. So that would be a lot of fun as well. But definitely very excited, very happy to see this aircraft hit the tarmac for us. As always, guys, stay safe and healthy. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in the next one.